Hi guys, this is Sakshi and today we are here with a bonus video for everyone who has taken the initiative to join our program. So the reason for doing this video is very simple. I wanted to give you some basic information on how to conduct online classes and what are the do's and don'ts of taking an online session. So as I have told you already earlier that it's 3 years now that I have been into this online tutoring, and it gives me a great experience to share with you the different kinds of softwares and the tools that you can use and create online lectures in just 15 minutes of your time. So this can happen only when we are well organized and we know what to do when. So a lot of your time can be actually saved when you know how to create a lesson plan and move about it. We will be talking about creation of lesson plan in our second webinar that will be coming up on 26th April. Now tomorrow that we have, that's on 23rd April, we have a webinar that tells you what mistakes do you do, and we help you with one key ingredient that will help you change your lives as an online teacher. So right now I need to get started with what I am here for you today. So here I have created a lesson plan showing you the various aspects as to how you can show online also. So the basic thing is, while I'll be conducting webinars and while I'll be coming with you on the videos, I will also be telling you the tools that you can use during this whole thing so that you learn what to use when. And always remember, a lot of tools are not good for a teacher because you don't have that much of time to maintain a lot of technological tools. So it's important that you maintain all the databases, all things, all videos, or whether it's editing, into one compatible software or maybe 2 or 3 softwares, not more than that. So I'll tell you how to do this. It becomes very simple when you get a hang on the software, and these things you can use in your classes also afterwards. So it gives you additional benefit to learn something extra. Let's get started with today's topic. So here, if you can see, I have chopped down the whole chapter into 2 parts. First thing is what to do, and another thing is what not to do. Okay, so basically when we are talking about what to do, the first point that comes into consideration is that you must have the knowledge of the platform on which you are conducting the classes. Okay, so many of the schools have initiated with the platforms already, but some schools are also telling teachers to initiate their lessons. Now this gives you a upper hand because you can choose the software that you are flexible with. We have provided some videos in our resource panel that will be available for the paid members, and we are having more videos that are coming up in our resource panel so that we can help you with lots and lots of resources in this journey of our learning. And also this will continue even after you complete this certification program because we will be updating our resources now and then. Okay, so this is first point, that be aware of the softwares that you are planning to take your sessions into. You should have maximum controls on the software. You should check whether it has good audio and video quality. Third thing is you should have a control over the panels, that is where is the chat box, where can you see the chat box, can you create a tutorial to help students with it first so that students know that how you are going to conduct the class, what is the software, their parents can help them out. Parents understand what is the software, because see, everyone is very much new to this online style of learning. So we can't expect parents to do a lot when working parents are even working from home. So this becomes an additional you can say task for them to look after the online classes of their kids, because they hardly have 1 or 2 laptops at home. They have to give time to their kids' classes. They have to give time to their own work. So you have to see whether the software is also compatible with the mobile or not. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to see, and once you verify this whole checklist, I think you will be able to deliver the lessons in a better way. So we suggest you 4 or 5 softwares about which we have already provided the learning tutorials. So if you need, you can download from our course area, and you can use that in your classes. So that helps you a lot. So you don't have to prepare the resources. The resources are already available for you. Next point that comes into consideration is setting up your class rules. Now this becomes very important to set up your class rules, because your class stays more disciplined. So there are a few things that you can do in class when you were taking classes physically too. While now your classes are becoming digital, that means again there are some rules that you need to lay down into the class and tell your students what behavior is accepted and what is not acceptable, so that they know what and when the things need to be done. Third thing is you need to plan your session of 45 minutes. Now what happens is kids have a short attention span. Not only kids, everyone has a short attention span on the screen. So first thing is you need to create something that can add a value to the rest of the 40 minutes of your session, so that you don't have to extend the session and there are minimum breaks in the session. So for this, it's very important that you are very planned, that one after the other what you have to do, and you need to maintain a speed not very high that the kids don't understand you, but yes, you need to maintain a speed wherein kids are getting engaged. Because if you go very slow and at that time if you're searching from notebooks and books that what I need to do, okay, let's do question number 2, no, let's do question number 3, leave that question number 2, this thing will not help you, because you are wasting your time there and the kids are losing their attention. So the kids are not physically present, so you can't tell them again and again that they need to sit straight, they need to concentrate on what the teacher is telling. So you don't know what's happening behind the cameras. Maybe the younger brother or sister is playing there on the floor just besides where this kid is studying. So there's a lot of distraction, and you need to be aware of this environment circumstances that are around a kid and around you too. So it's very important that you plan and focus only on 45 minutes of a lecture. Do not extend this, because parents are watching you. Okay, so even parents saying that this teacher needs extension on the lessons, oh my god, that means at the school also she might be doing the same. So what happens is, like when we were talking with the community, especially of parents and teachers, so before planning this program we had a lot of chats on different groups and we prompted with questions so that we could get a lot of answers. So there were a lot of queries from parents, there were a lot of queries from teachers. It was, both the sides were not so much satisfied, that's what we came to know. But since we are the teachers and we are the gurus who are teaching them a new way to understand, to learn, and we are trying our best, when we are already trying, why not give it a new shape and bring it as a boon to the industry, not as a drawback to the industry. Okay, so we need to make the parents understand that yes, you are delivering something fruitful and yes, their kids doing something fruitful. So although some of the parents, especially of teenagers, they are little relaxed that kids are you can say the kids are studying and they are focusing at least some time on the books and the homework, but other parents, especially of the kids parents, like in the group of, you can say, from 3 years to around 10 or 12 years, that group of parents is especially stressed out, because the type of homework that we are giving, the type of activities that we are giving, it might involve parents interference, and parents are already juggling with a lot of tasks during the whole day, including their home task and the office task. So this becomes an additional task for them to help in the activities to the kids. We do understand that yes, parents will have to interfere if we are teaching online, but what if we plan our lessons in such a way that the kid is involved maximum of the times and the parent involvement is only of 5 to 10 minutes. So once the parent arranges the things or the materials that are required, then the parent must be free to go, because you have already given the instructions to the kid what to do, or you have already recorded the instruction video and sent so that the kid can follow. So these things we will be telling you in the coming parts of the program, where we'll tell you, like, basically the second webinar is focused on creating impactful teaching techniques. So that webinar is very important, so please don't miss that. If you are planning to not following our program as a paid member, then also I would suggest that please go through these free webinars, because they are going to help you a lot, because the basic and the main information will be focused in the webinars only. Rest of the resources will be the tools that you can use, and it will be ready to make tools and ready to float tools that help you to float them easily in your classes. So many of the tools will be learning tools, and many of the tools will be just forwarding tools that you can forward and float in your classes, so that helps you a lot. Coming to the third point, you must always have a checklist of what you are going to do. So we have a checklist formulated for teacher standards, that what a teacher needs to keep in mind before taking an online session. So that we'll be forwarding to you after finishing our first webinar, and that you can use as a checklist to create or to check whether it is compatible for your session or not. If you want to add or subtract, you can, because it's a digital copy, so you can always edit it in the mobile itself. So this helps you to actually know better what you're going to do and check out whether you have everything in your hand or not. Next point is to check out the surroundings. So whenever you are conducting an online session, there are three main important things that you need to consider. First thing is sound check, second thing is light check, and the third thing is the environment around you and your kid. So these are the three things that you need to consider while conducting an online session. So it's always advised that whatever place you are choosing, like if you find that this place has good air, light and all the sound effects, then please choose that place daily, so that it gives a single view to the person or to the people watching you. And it helps a lot for the people to understand that okay, like the teacher has now come, so they focus only on you because only you are new, rest of the background is same. And normally prefer a plain background, as I would say, because then the people are able to concentrate on what you are saying rather than showing a lot of things in the background. Because what happens is, if you show a lot of things in the background, the kids who are very anxious to know what's behind you, their attention goes there. Okay, so knowingly or unknowingly their attention goes there. So always try and prefer a blank background or some background which has only some solid structures and not many complicated structures, especially with some artifacts or something. You can keep a plant or something nearby to give a fresh look, but only one or two will do. Don't keep it very vivid and very artistic, because that will not help. Next point is to keep the students involved into whatever you are teaching them. That happens only with prompt questions. So always ask prompt questions, that what are the questions that help you to analyze that the kid is there and he is listening you. Okay, now even if you need to over communicate sometimes, please do not hesitate to do that, because that's important. Now coming to what you should not do. The first thing that you should not do is eat or drink on your table. Okay, so this is something that happens sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, that we munch on a snack or maybe water. Water is acceptable, okay, since you are speaking for long, so you might require water, but apart from that, please don't keep any eatable items or anything else like tea, coffee, etc. on your table, because this gives a leverage to the student also to use the same things. Okay, so it's just a matter of 45 minutes, and we have been teachers who are super controllers on our brains. So please control your brains, and whatever temptations you have for some time while you're sitting for lectures, please don't eat and drink. The same thing, the same rule you can float in your classes as well, so that everyone follows the same common rule. Next is to show yourself being helpless to the software. Now many of the teachers I have seen, okay, I'm doing this for the first time, so I don't know, okay, you can't hear me, oh my god. So this happens with less of preparedness towards your online session. So now it's almost a time when many of the teachers have already started taking online sessions. If you have not started taking, I would prefer first sit with yourself and analyze how a demo works, and then you can take it forward for your real class. So for a demo class, you can look for your colleagues, you can test with them whether they can hear you, whether they can see you, okay, or else you can test in the first 2 minutes of your class. Don't waste more than 1 or 2 minutes on the class. Okay, so whatever flashcards you are making, suppose if like preschoolers and primary grades, if they are making some flashcards with some words or terms, or even high school can use some flashcards to show formulas or maybe names, because flashcards help to enhance the memory and the brain development. So they can be used at any stage of studying, that's not a problem. So whenever you are using such kind of things, prepare them big and bold so that it's clearly visible, and place it flat here. Okay, so that the kids are able to see. Please don't keep it this way or that way here, or if you are using a whiteboard that's already available, please ensure that the whiteboard doesn't has another light source dropping on the surface of the whiteboard, because then that sparkles and you are not able to see anything clearly. So these all things are the things that you need to take care of from the starting itself, because it helps you to deliver an impactful lesson. Third thing is to wear unprofessional clothes. Well, as you were wearing professional clothes while you were going to school, the same thing is expected from you right now also. So please be mindful of the clothes that you are wearing. You are not at home, but you are working from home. So the work should remain professional while you work from home. Next thing is, don't be in a hurry to finish your course. What happens is, sometimes the teacher just says, okay, so from question number 5 to 2 you can do question number 1 we have done. Especially this happens in maths and some kind of subjects where you have repeated kind of questions. Well, I do understand that you have to finish the whole exercise, but please understand, is it really necessary right now at this moment for the students to do all the questions? I mean, even if we are doing 2 or 3 as sample questions and we are focusing on the concepts and the application of the concepts, that is more important. So that's how we will be telling you to put up your lesson plan more impactfully. We will be sharing it in our communities. All the teachers also in the communities will be sharing their plans, so you can pick up some thing from there. So this is how we will be helpful for you in the planning of the lesson plan, and how to plan it. The basic idea we will be sharing in the second webinar. So these are the do's and don'ts that you need to take care of. Before you ask me what software I have used for preparing this node map or mind map, we have a video in our resource panel that says how to create mind maps and how to make impactful lessons for kids. So that is a video that you can look at it afterwards. That will help you a lot about the various kind of apps or softwares that you can use, or the tools that you can use, and how you can use mind maps to teach any concepts. Okay, so see you for the webinar tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. And I request all of you to please analyze now what you have been doing truthfully, because no one is watching you, no one is judging you here, but we all are here to improve ourselves. So below in the description below this video, you will find a link to the form for self-analysis. We request you to please go to that link and analyze yourself where you stand. Well, this analysis will help us to find out what are the drawbacks that we are facing and what are the areas that we can improve on in the next 20 days to come. So please do visit that form, fill it and analyze yourself. We will be sending a copy for your reference. The copy is not shared with anyone else. If you are attending our webinars from your school, we will not be sharing this with your school. So it stays totally confidential with us, just for your personal development. Okay, so don't be worried that someone is going to watch or someone is going to say, because we all are here on this platform for learning. So let's keep learning and keep sharing whatever new you are doing in this field. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow in our live session.